In a world full of people who think life is a happy series of coincidences and trust the official narrative, some of us know better. Tales of Stonehenge, dogmen, chemtrails, and more. All of this we will explore in the Shawnee Zone.
People. Good evening. Bobby, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm happy to be here with you tonight on a Monday night, bro. What's good, man?
Can you believe we're in our fourth show? This is a month of Shawnee here, folks. This is
I know whoever thought they'd get a whole month of Shawnee. They're getting spoiled, man. Yeah, episode 4. I was kind of proud and kind of surprised. I'm like, wow, we're up to 4 episodes already. So I'm feeling like you, bro. We're starting to hit a little groove, I think.
Yeah, I think so. We got a busy show tonight. Talking ghost stories.
Yeah, man.
But there's a few things in the news that came up this week that I've noticed that I wanted to discuss.
All right.
And one of them is a big one. Are you familiar with Jacob Rothschild, Bobby?
It sounds like a name I've heard of, but I can't say what I know to be associated with, brother. What do you got?
So he was born in 1936, just died the other day. Wow. He's part of a European banking dynasty family. The Rothschilds are famous for financing both sides of wars and things of this sort. Real nefarious type of activities, to be truthful. Yes. And he was the inspiration for C. Montgomery Burns on The Simpsons.
Come on. We're going to take over the world. Dithers. Yes, Dithers, come on.
So it was interesting. Yes. He was, I'll wait till you're done.
No, I'm sorry. No. I choked on it. That's okay.
But so when he died, they had the royal guard outside of the the royal palace.
Yes,
which isn't really ever done for royalty. I guess was very interesting to me. So that's curious to see how that's all going to unfold in the days and weeks to come.
Well, what do you think? How do you think that plays? What they say, only the good die young, huh? What does that say? Oh.
Well, he was 87 or something, I think. So, he lived a while.
Draw your own conclusions with that one, I guess. Yep.
So
Stacy,
hey, space nerd. Yeah,
I'm kind of like Bob. I get Tourette's on the chat. Hey, what's Stacy? How you doing? I notice when people jump in and out. How you doing, everybody, tonight? Good. What's up?
I sent you some photographs today of the first 1 and 2 are both mysterious things that have washed up on the beach in California this time.
Whoa, look at this shit. Now, I was curious about these because Shawnee will send these with no context, and I'm finding out right here on the air live with you, and I'm like, what does Shawnee have in mind tonight? So I'm just as happy and excited to hear what you have to say about all these pictures, brother. So what is this? What do you think?
What I was reading about this was that there was a skull of a sea creature, a mystery sea creature.
Yeah.
This one washed up on Pajaro Dunes Beach in California.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another photograph, which isn't the same one, but it's a similar thing.
Oh, it gives me more perspective on it because I couldn't tell from that front shot. But look how tremendous that thing is, bro.
Fucking huge, right?
What is that? Yes.
Today I was reading that a marine biologist said it was part of like a blue whale.
Really?
but he didn't say what part of the blue whale. He just said blue whale, and just that they were both parts of large blue whales, and that. But he didn't ever describe exactly what part of it was, so it makes me suspect that can be a little more specific to put our concerns to rest. You know,
yeah, he just put it in. Sounds like he just put it in a category rather than try to be specific.
Yeah. So there's things washing up on the shores still to this day, and we're gonna keep our eyes out and let you all know when they do this.
Oh, there you are right now on the shore. There you go.
He's trying to steal my French fries, that motherfucker.
That bastard, they always go for the French fries, don't they?
They do. But we went to the beach one day in Newport, Rhode Island, and we're sitting there, and my girl has a cheeseburger that she just bought.
Uh-oh.
Paid like $8 for this piece of shit fucking sandwich. She takes her first bite. As she pulls it away from her mouth, the seagull whoop,
just took it out of her. $8.
Finger and everything. It was crazy.
That's
it was $8 to him. What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
So also, the CIA has come clean a little bit. I mean, that's a farcical statement. But so I sent you some airplanes, and they're saying that that at oxygen area 51. I don't know where that came from. I guess my brain is starved for some.
You're like subliminal oxygen. Breathe, Shawnee. Breathe.
Breathe. Yeah. So they were claiming because between from the 1950s to the 70s, there were a lot of UFO sightings around Area 51, which gave it its fame. So if you want to throw up one of those, the first plane, that is those were part of the Oxcart flights, and there's it's supersonic airplane. I mean, look at the thing, obviously. And then the next one was the U-2, which was instrumental in the Bay of Pigs fiasco and the whole stand down that went on with the we hit the Soviets back then. So they're claiming that that's what everyone we're seeing are these two planes. Well, these two forms of planes, and it's supersonic jets flying overhead, and they're going to make noise, and it's going to be a weird sight because it's going so fast. I get that. But what doesn't jive to me is when the things like stop in the air and float and come hover down, which were a lot of part of those tales, that none of these planes don't do that. What the fuck are you talking about? The CIA's what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I remember him being younger. A lot of times they would even deny that area even existed. Like, there's nothing nefarious going on out here. We're not up to anything. But it kind of been over the years. Okay, now that this got out, we'll let them know. Now that this got out, and it seems like it's about a slow path to undoxing them, basically.
Yeah, if really, when you look at it, though, they've moved all the shit out of there. They were,
I'm sure they do,
when that whole scene when everyone's they can't stop us all thing was going to go down. They moved every last piece of
I'm sure the gig was up as soon as they knew that everybody knew about the area. It's time to get another area.
Probably maybe under Denver Airport, someplace that we can't see. We can't drone over that. You can drone over the airport, but you can't drone over the caves underneath it.
Well, it's funny you talk about drones. You bring up drones real quick, but because we talked about that technology where things hover and shift. I'm curious as to how long this stuff was in development, Shawnee, and we really didn't know about it, and how long they've been doing experiments with things like this.
Fair. That's a fair point. The 50s. They couldn't even build computers that weren't the size of a school bus.
Fair point. Yeah, and then a lot of the heights
later.
things were at incredibly high altitudes, and that would be a little prohibitive too for drones, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean that, but I mean it's an interesting line of thought, and I like that. So
yeah, thank you, brother.
So that was good going on, and my observation for this week of stuttering John was, man, tonight, I don't know if you saw his show at all, but man, he and Vince were clutching their pearls so fucking hard about Shuli didn't go to the show and blah 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 when John skipped out on shows, and as parents, sometimes things do come up that you can't fly 3-4 hours away to, you need to be home.
Yeah.
We don't know what the deal was, and I'm not just trying to kiss ass, but I mean, as a parent who actually, is involved in their kids' lives and cares for them, sometimes shit comes up, and it's just, I just couldn't believe them.
That's telling too. It's very odd to him. It's such an odd thing that somebody might sacrifice themselves or something they want to do for the sake of their child, and that's totally missing on John. But that's John 101, I think.
Well, because he's always been about himself, and it's all about him. So fuck everybody else. I guess that's what we're going for. So I guess we're done with the administration part of this show, and let's get on to some spooky ghost stories.
Yeah, man. So you picked a good topic this week. I told you I think a lot of people are into ghost stories and haunted things. I think this touches a lot of people's life. You don't have to be like a conspiracy theorist. So I'm interested to see what kind of stories you're bringing tonight.
Yeah, and I'd like to hear yours out there too. So here's what I've got personally from mine. So my dad died when I was young. I was only 5 years old, and my mom had to deal with a lot of. She had to spend a lot of time at the lawyers and things, and right away from the start of it, there was a lot of stuff that needed to be done, and we had a neighbor who would come over and watch my brother and I. And one night she was trying to put us to bed, and all the shades in the house all went up at the same time. Those old pull down shades.
Yeah, there was white
ones. You'd have to get them to lock, and then
and they all went at once.
They all went up at the same time. It was fucking crazy. And my dad was he was a very jokester, prankster.
Yeah.
So it totally fit that, like, that could have been him. I mean, it totally fit his person.
You think it was like a prank from beyond that he's like, I'm gonna scare the shit out of him.
I'm gonna scare the fuck out of y'all.
Okay, use stronger words, but okay, yes. So he's gonna so your dad's scaring the fuck out of you from beyond. But I remember those old blinds, bro, and they're not easy to. Sometimes they don't even go up on the first thing. So the fact that if you said all of them went up at the same time, that would definitely get my attention.
Because she started to cry. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what the fuck is all this? And then she's just like, oh, everything's fine. And I'm like,
yeah,
because those things would pop off once in a blue moon. You'd get one that would just fucking
nothing to see here. I ain't gonna get all those sounds in there.
Yeah. All right. So that was one of that was one of them. My my aunt lived in Plymouth, Mass, which is a very old town, and she had a house. It was a two-story family house, like a one on top and one below.
Okay.
And so she and my uncle lived upstairs. His brother and sister lived downstairs.
Family.
And so, and this house was like old, like 17 something, like dirt floors in the basement, big old stone walls downstairs. Wow. There, scary as fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one time, my aunt that lived up around me had driven down with my brother to go get my cousin, and so they get him, and they're on their way home. and he goes, where's Pat's mom? My mom. And they're like, she didn't come, Jim. And he goes, no, I saw her in the room with you all. And they're like, what do you mean? And he said, yeah, she had on a white dress, and she had her hair was longer though. And my aunt's like, what are you what are you saying right now? He's like, he was adamant that he saw her. So they get back to my house, and and she tells us this, and he's going on and on. He's like, no, I saw you there, blah blah blah. So my aunt and my mother call my other aunt and tell her this, and she like drops the phone. She starts to freak out, because turns out everyone in that house had a ghost sighting. I never saw one. I was there a bunch, but I never did. But my uncle was going off to work one day, and he saw the lady in white standing on the front porch. And so he turned around the car to come back and be like, who's at my door right now? And she was gone. Then his brother downstairs woke up one night and saw her in his room. Damn. Just kind of off the ground. She wasn't like standing on the ground, but she was like a foot off the ground. And scared the shit out. And so then everyone started to freak out, because nobody had told, like they'd all kept it to themselves.
Oh, okay.
So like, because they didn't want to sound nuts, but then the little kid comes out and says it, and everyone's like, oh my God, yeah, fucking I've heard.
And they all agree all of a sudden, like, oh shit, I'm glad finally somebody said something.
Dude,
and I ain't just the only crazy one.
Yeah. So
that's wild, man, that they all had the same story but didn't share it. But then it
was
all
a lady in a white dress too. Every single one of them.
Hell out, man.
Yeah,
that's
it was
cool.
fucked up.
That's fucking awesome.
So, and then one time, so I ended up buying my old childhood home when I was a kid. From when I was a kid, I didn't buy it as a kid.
Oh, really? You eventually, as you got older, you went back and purchased your old childhood home?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's not a story that you always hear every day.
Yeah, it was neat. I don't live there now, but it was cool.
So why did you do that, Shawnee? Like, what was your motivation at the time? Were you trying to like retain memories of your childhood, or why did you do that?
I don't know. I always said I wanted to buy that house when I was an adult, and then I did it. I don't know.
That's cool. So you got to just
my
check
mind to
it
things.
off.
I guess I get them done, but
that's cool, man. That's neat. And so obviously, you had reasons you moved on from that place, right? Is there any particular reason you decided not to keep it, or?
Then I had kids. It was a small house.
Okay, so it just wasn't practical at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But so when I lived there as an adult, one day I was going to work, and I put my keys down, and then I couldn't find the keys, and I look all over the house, and I look all over the house. Yeah. And I'm running around because now I'm late for work, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I have to get out of here. And I can't find the keys. And I swear to God, I walk into the room, and they're sitting like right beside the sink where I had looked 15 fucking times.
That's interesting.
And then they're right there, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Well, it's tough because just like car keys, it's something that we commonly misplace, Shawnee, but I've had similar experiences, bro, where I've gone in and out of rooms and swore that I left something in a certain position or a certain remote in a certain way, and then I find it like in a different condition, and I swear that I can't have no recollection of going back in the room and moving it. Also, I have things like this where I walk into rooms and have like recollections or seem like there's like energy or something going on in the room, bro.
Yeah. It's weird too, because like lately now, like there's been times when like I hear something, like I hear like a voice yell like, hey, or look out or something. I don't know what they're saying.
Really?
And I look around, and there is nobody around, or it's weird. I know it sounds like it's a voice in my head, but it's not.
So talking about ghosts, I guess in spirit, I guess if we believe in ghosts, you believe just in spirits in general, or that there are two sides of life, or what is your kind of take on like the here and the ever after, or whatever, if you will?
Well,
the great beyond.
In a way, I guess I kind of believe that there's different planes, different dimensions, and energies that don't die. Like I mean, I don't subscribe to heaven and hell, but it's and the interdimensional stuff can be ghosts, it could be Bigfoot, it could be aliens, it could be all of that. They could all fit in that. If that's a true statement that does exist, then that's it could all be that. It could be portals and gateways and things that would cause all that phenomenon to occur. But
all right.
And I also, the last tale that I had of my own, my brother lived in a house nearby me now, where the house used to be a former hospital, like in the olden days, like 1800s, like so they had a room upstairs. They had a stairway that came up the front stairs, and then they had a stairway that came up the back stairs. They lived on the second floor. It's a 3-story house. And there was a room, after you come up the back stairs to that floor, to their back door, I guess, if you will, the staircase, there was a doorway around the room that would go up one more flight. There was a third flight of stairs going up the main staircase, but the only rear stairs going up the third flight was to a room that there was nothing in. There was like a window the size of like a porthole for like a boat,
Oh yeah, damn.
And it turns out that that's where they used to put all the tuberculosis patients.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was creepy. That house was so fucking scary, dude.
That's crazy.
And so they had a lot of they had to move. It was too much. They were having it was like omen kind of stuff. Like they at one point they broke through the wall and there was a bee's nest like the size of it was the size of a refrigerator like in the wall.
Damn.
And it was just crazy. There was a lot of stuff. Things would break. Things would just pop off of the wall and smash on the ground. And
that's what we talk about, like spirits in a house, or a house has like energy or odd.
Yeah,
things
this one definitely had negative.
And you hear these stories repeated all over the world, all over the country. When you talk to people, there's this hospital, there's this old prison, and you kind of hear these kind of themes repeated when you hear these kind of stories, Shawnee.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
no doubt.
Something collectively we're all kind of getting out of this. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that did anybody have anything that they brought up in the chats?
Yeah, bro. I was going to say, let's go back to the beginning of the chat. Let's check in with our friends here and let's see, because I know some people have been throwing in some chat comments on some of your stories. So let's vibe with the people a little bit. Why don't you? Let's read some of these and see what's up.
Sean became a YouTube member, and that's not me.
Yeah, we cleared that up before the show.
Yeah, Bob had accused me. Not accused. He had accused me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this guy. Screaming Saskatchewan Sasquatch screams scintillatingly and schenectady.
Yeah, get it, Shawnee. You got it. Woo! Take a deep breath. Take a break between that one. There you go.
That's that's one town I'll never move to.
Just so you don't have to ever pronounce it, right? Sean, yeah. Excuse me, Mr. Shawnee. What's your town of you're from? Half hour later, you're still there telling saying Schenectady.
Right? Yeah. He's like, yeah, bank is closed. Don't worry about it. Go home. Korean idol Shuli Ju. I see what you did there. That's funny. Toke up. Oh wait, wrong show. Hey guys.
What's up, Korean Julie? How you doing, man? Thank you for that.
King of all dabblers. Shawnee, can you comment on the conspiracy theory that Shuli isn't going to the Point Pleasant gig? Also, BF isn't from Baltimore.
He's always, that's one of his running themes with fucking Joe.
Hi, Joe. How are you doing, Joe?
What's up, buddy? Thank you for the $5 super chat, buddy.
Bob, where are you from?
Me? I'm legit from Baltimore, man. I'm from Maryland. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. He likes to bust my chops for it. I don't know. Let's see.
I don't have any conspiracy that Shuli's not going to the next gig, but I will interrogate him.
Okay. You have no vibes or inside data?
I have nothing yet. But yeah, no. Gonzo. Is this Gonzo shitcock?
Gonzo shitcock. That's the first thing I thought of, bro, too.
Shawnee, congrats on the new show, brother. Shawnee Nation.
Hashtag Shawnee Nation. I like that. Thanks, Gonzo.
Chris Popke with 2. Love you, Shawnee. Bobby Fran is dead. Wait. Oh, come on.
Fucking Popke. Come on, man. Popke likes to bust my chops. But I see him in
nice.
every chat and everything. What's up, bro? Thanks for the super chat. How you doing?
That was
fucking
rude.
Popke.
All right. So like you said, there's a lot of haunted things in the world, and there's a lot of ghost sightings that go on all the time, every day, night. Usually that's when they usually come out. But so I found an interesting place. Have you ever heard of Lake Shawnee? Because it's my namesake.
Yeah.
The Lake Shawnee amusement park.
I have heard of Lake Shawnee. It does sound like a familiar name. I've heard of it, at least.
Okay.
Yes.
So it was an amusement park. It was in West Virginia, and it opened in 1926, ran until 1966 when they had to close the park. There had been several deaths in this park. Most of them were drownings. There was a really sad tale about a mother who dropped off her son there to swim for the day. The kid was like 9 years old, and they had dug out like a man-made lake. Or some of the tales say it's a pool, some of them say it's a lake. I'm not really sure, but
we have some natural quarries around us that have like questionable depth in them too, Shawnee. So
okay,
I know some of those kind of swim clubs, they can be a little treacherous. Yeah.
All right, yeah. So this kid was in the man-made lake or pool, whatever you want to describe it as. So his mom had gone, she dropped him off at the park and then went to go do some chores. And when she came back, the kid, she didn't see her son. So she asked everybody, they're like, I don't know. She drives home, doesn't find him at home. Now this is back before like cell phones. This is back in like 57 or something. I think this one was. Okay. So there's no cell phones, and phones themselves in that part of the world, and like Appalachia, there's still not a lot of them now. But so she comes back to the park. They search all night and they dredge the pond, and they find him. His arm had been stuck in the drain, and I was like, damn. It was fucking sad.
Wow.
And then the final death at the park that really caused them to close down. There was a young girl on a swing ride. They had the swings. I think I sent you a photo of the swings.
Yep, I think Andy has some of those photos there. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I was wondering what these were.
Yeah. So these are the swings that were at this park, and you can't see it now, but back in the day, there was there was some like snack stands and things of that sort around, throughout the park. And so what there was a young girl on these swings, and it was going around and around, and a truck came to deliver some of the snacks, so many ingredients for their snacks. That's the Ferris wheel there that's all overgrown now, very creepy. And so what it was is as the truck got too close, and the little girl smacked into the back of the truck and died. Okay. And that's when they had to close the park down.
Wow.
So in the 80s, there was a family. The guy's name was Gaylord White, and he decided that he was going to open the park. He had been trying to buy it, and they finally sold it to him. There was some land guy that owned it, sells him the park. Okay. And so he started to do some they refurbished some rides, and they were starting to build some new stuff. They put in a mud bog for trucks and tractor pulls, and that went so well they were going to expand it. When they started to dig the new part of where the mud bogs were, they found some Indian artifacts, some Native American jewelry and things. They dug some more and started to unearth some bodies.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So then they called in the state and they came in and they did a bunch of work on it. And it turns out that it was an Indian burial ground.
Sounds
and
like it,
yeah, and that they found what they no, that's not one. That was not yet.
okay.
But
Sorry, guys.
that's okay. That's okay. They had found. I should have made that more clear, I guess. So, but they say that there's between 2,000 to 3,000 bodies buried in this land. And so if you're looking for a reason for a curse, that could definitely be it.
Yeah, because I think the spirits are kind of upset that, we kind of took their land or whatever. So I do believe in kind of like these kind of spiritual sites like this, like these graveyards and these hospital sites and everything. And I do believe they kind of retain some of this life energy there, bro. So that sounds pretty wild.
Yeah.
3,000.
So what's that?
You said it was 3,000 approximately.
Two to three.
2,000 to 3,000.
They stopped. They ran out of funding, so they couldn't dig anymore. So they just turned it into like a park now. It's only to walk in. They still do tours there.
Wow.
The Gaylord White's son, I think his name is Chris, runs tours there where you drive your own car and he drives his own car and and then you pull up and then he's like, okay, so this is what went on here and blah 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 blah. Wow. And so they still do tours, and I guess it's good. I've never been to West Virginia at all, but I'd like to someday.
Yeah.
But there was another. I realized after I did all this, after I dug into this one, in 1783, there was a family of like pioneers called the Clays. They had moved onto this land. They had 3 kids. And they were down. They were down by the stream cleaning pots and pans or clothes or something, and the kids got abducted by the Shawnee tribe.
Those damn
So
can't trust them
apparently, apparently, I have my own tribe. Can you imagine a whole tribe of me? That'd be,
a tribe of Shawnees. How would that do the chant? There you go.
But so this guy, the dad, the clay chased them all the way into Ohio and found his kids burned at the stake.
Oh,
so he brought them home and had them buried there on the land as well. So like there's a lot of craziness that's going on in that place.
Mm-hmm.
I know you said you'd found a place that had some similar bad voodoo mojo.
Yeah, so you talked about like old hospitals, and so in doing some research and looking up on some of these things, I discovered that here in Baltimore County we had these things called almshouses, which I previously wasn't aware of, and they were places back in the 1800s for indigent people and for homeless people and for people with mental health issues. They were like before you went to a hospital, you would kind of go to these public almshouses, and then eventually they started taking on prisoners and, like I said, people with mental health issues, and so there's a lot of stories about death and people dying and these people being cursed, and they even have I'll just show you a quick example what an example of an almshouse might look like here. If you can put this up, this is an old ancient house in Baltimore County. It's just an old house, and it was used, like I said, it's been preserved now. It says it was used for the indigent and elderly and infirm residents. So there's a lot of stories that go on in and around like what's left of these almshouses. So let's see the second story in that. So I told you a story about, we're talking about energy, and you talked about how maybe like that area was haunted with the ancient burial ground of the Indians, right? We talk about maybe spirits remain. So I wanted to kind of give you this local news story. Let me find, let me get to my place in it. It's down the bottom here. So what it is there was a house in 2008. There's a famous story here in the kind of Baltimore general area that a young man basically killed his entire family in this house in 2008. So I have to pardon my scrolling. All right, so
this wasn't that long ago then.
Okay, so in 2008, originally, a crime occurred at this house in this Cockeysville area, which just happens to be in the same approximate area of these almshouses where a lot of this weird energy and stuff's going on. So in 2008, there was an unfortunate murder-suicide where this young kid who was just about to turn 16 killed his brothers and his parents in the house. So that was kind of a well-known story in this area. So cut to what was this latest incident? So cut to 2023, February of last year. Police were called again to a house in the Cockeysville area for a young teenage kid who was in like a standoff and had a gun and ended up getting into a shootout with police. It turns out, Shawnee, that I'll get to the bottom here. It just tells you what I'm going to say, that this is the exact same house that this young kid killed his entire family in. So yeah. So from 2008 to 2023, you have these odd occurrences going there. And so it made me think, like, is it haunted? Are there like bad or evil spirits, about this house? So I think it kind of goes along with what we're talking about, but it was just so odd. I'm like, I can't believe that house where that murder, the guy killed his whole family. And now here there's another crime going on there again.
Yeah, that definitely seems like the house has retained some of that negative vibe there.
Yeah, and would you be able to move into a house where you kind of knew some of that went on? Like if I knew that murder-suicide or murder went on, I wouldn't be able to live in that house, just knowing that, haunted or not.
When I sold my first house and I moved to the other house, I asked the realtor point blank. I said, "Is this house haunted?" And she goes, "Oh, why would you even ask that?" I go, "No, is it? Why would you ask me that?" I'm like, "Why won't you answer that?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She finally said no, but I always had a suspect because that other house was 1920. My first house was like built in like the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And then that other house was 1920-ish. They couldn't really. It was completed in 1920, they think, but it wasn't bad. I guess the town that I was in didn't take very good care to record things. So, but the house I'm in now is 17. I think it's 1785. We live in a very, very old house.
Wow.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Old,
yeah,
that is old.
Yeah.
Another local story that I would share with you real quick is we have this famous the Lord Baltimore Hotel in downtown Baltimore, and this even like Halloween times of the year, it's synonymous with ghost stories. And so there's one famous ghost story. People go there every Halloween and try to get their spook on. But let me I'm going to show you this one right here, and I'll show you an example of some of the ghosts that might be residing in this place. Let me roll this for you.
I don't hear it.
So say, do you want sound, Bobby?
Yeah, might want to sound with this one. I don't know if you can. Should I start it over with the sound, or did you pick it up, Andy?
No, for some reason it's not.
Okay, I can hear on mine, but I'm doing a screen share. But it basically
sperm.
Oh no, it basically talks.
Demon breeze. Wait a minute, Bobby. What are you into?
Hi-oh. Okay, that's in my band Hack Ride. You see, you're looking at my previews and you see Hack Ride in there. So yeah, the Lord Baltimore Hotel in downtown Baltimore. It was said during the Great Depression and during the stock market crash that this couple and their daughter all jumped off of the roof or the top floors of the Lord Baltimore Hotel, and you can still, to this day, see ghosts of the little girl running through the halls of the Lord Baltimore Hotel. So I thought that was a cool one.
That is interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like what the Amityville house out in that's in Long Island, right? There's supposedly been a few things that have gone on there. That's been multiple murders, hasn't it? Or is it? Mm-hmm. Am I remembering that wrong? I think I watched all the films, so I don't know. I might be.
Yeah. Yep. And then we talked about so ghost stories are all over the country. I also touched on the fact that Gettysburg in this area is kind of famous for ghosts, right? Because of the Civil War.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of death there. Loads of death. And people dying in anguish, and I think that really is what causes it, more or less. I mean, if you die in a peaceful way, and I don't know that you'd have like the desire to stay in this realm. Where if you got killed and you're angry about it, then you know what I mean. You want to exact some revenge.
Have you ever been to Gettysburg?
I haven't.
Yeah, I've been there myself, and
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but it is, I guess, because you know so much of the history going into that town, and you know what went down there. It does have like a feeling when you go in that town, like you feel like you're inside of history, or you feel like you're in somebody's area, bro. It's a heady feeling. You know where you're at when you're in Gettysburg.
Okay, fair enough. I was at Stacey Allen saying only one family was murdered in Amityville, so
okay,
I will take that. There you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of great. I wish we could keep up with every comment. There's a lot of great comments coming in between the super chats. We appreciate all that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I tell me yours if you've got any, folks. I would love to know what what you've seen or what you know of out there. I have a thirst for this. What was I gonna say? Oh, up near me, I've been to the field with a conquered with a battle of what was the fucking
for New Hampshire? Concord, New Hampshire?
Concord, Mass.
Concord, Mass. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so like I've seen it on a very small scale as compared to Gettysburg was a whole shit show. That was a fucking mess.
Yeah, it's amazing. I took the cemetery tours and the tours of the area, and you see the different areas where the battles went down, and it you really, like I said, you really know that you feel like you're in the midst of history, even though it was so long ago.
Nice.
Very cool.
There was another since I'm not seeing much anyone's ghosts, no one really wants to talk ghosts here. It doesn't seem like it. Battles of Lexington and Concord. Yes, I went to the Concord field, I guess, because that's where I was. Thank you, Nick the Nooch. So Bobby, have you ever heard of Lake Lanier? I keep going to lakes. I keep going to lakes.
I'm noticing a theme. No, I'm not familiar with Lake Lanier.
So Lake Lanier, sorry, I had to itch my ball sack.
Oh, TMI.
Lake Lanier is in Georgia, and it was created in the 50s again. They dammed up and built Buford Dam. It was a river that they dammed up and turned into a lake.
All right.
So it displaced a black community called Oscarville.
Okay. Oscarville. I'll take your word for it.
So it forced them out of their homes. They didn't want to go, but they were forced out. Leaving behind graveyards and things, and all their sentimental things,
all their history. It sounds
they kind of came to them and with like guns drawn and said, "You got to get the fuck out of here." And so Lake Lanier is, there have been 200 deaths there. There's been over 200 deaths from 1994 to 2022. Damn. 200 deaths. That's a lot.
Damn, bro.
That is a lot.
At one lake, yeah, for any one area.
Yeah. I mean, it is a good sized lake, but I mean that's a lot of deaths.
A sizable amount of people for that little period of time. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I just read too that they the Margaritaville on there's an island on this lake that there's a Margaritaville, and they're not going to let the patrons swim anymore.
Really? And they just don't go in the water.
Nope. They're like noped out of it. They said no way.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of
some
scary.
See LJ Low. I see some wordy questions in the chat. I don't know, some comments.
Yeah, I just saw that one too.
Catch them big ones. Yeah.
There are supposedly haunted tunnels that you can drive through on Upper Gold Camp Road in Colorado Springs. There are 3 tunnels. One collapsed onto a bus of school kids. Oh my God. That would be that's some dark shit right there.
No shit.
I forgot about this. We took I took a trip last spring out to Western Mass, and there's a tunnel called the Hoosick Tunnel, and it's actually an active train line. Trains don't run very much. It's like one a day, I think, that runs through this. And it's very long and dark and scary as fuck. Right. I'll have to send you some photos of that. So we went in maybe 300 feet, 400 feet, maybe.
So you tried to walk in like along the tracks, not on a train or anything, because they don't use it anymore. I guess you said it's not used.
The train, there's only one a day, I think, that runs through there, and it's in the morning time, and we were there like at 2 p.m. That
would freak me out. I would be afraid like an unscheduled train might come in, and I'd be caught in the tunnel or something. That would be in my back of my head the whole time.
So we get on. We just had our phones, but there was a guy and his girlfriend or wife or whatever that were full gear, going in with GoPros and the whole 9 yards. Because the tale of this one is that when they get out, the foreman of this job, when they would try to dig it out, wasn't well liked, and so they blew up the part on him and he was crushed to death.
Oops.
Yeah. So
where's the boss at? He's over there.
Yeah. He's under that pile of rocks, and then the guy that blew him up, the guy that they suspected of blowing him up, went back in there, like weeks later, and was found dead. Just okay. So it was very suspicious and very weird. That was an older tale too. That was like, back in like the 1900s, like early 1900s, if I remember correctly.
That's cool. So that was a cool tunnel story. I guess our Colorado story that sparked that story in you. So that's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's what's cool about talking to the chat and exchanging stories and stuff. I like it.
I see one there from Florida, Flamingo. And he's saying, any thoughts on the plantations in Richmond, VA? Very interesting. I mean, again, you've got, slaves that are being kept, and most of the time it was not in a very nice, they weren't being dealt with very, very, very kindly. So when they did die, I mean, people would die back then of a lot of things. They'd get a cold that was too bad, and they'd end up dead from it. But so again, there's a lot of anguish.
I see Big Oaf is checking and saying Bunnyman Bridge. I say Bunnyman Bridge. I say I'm not familiar with that one, but that's what I like about doing this, Shawnee. Is that you hear about certain conspiracy theories, but these people bring something new like every week in every chat, man.
Check out the Bunnyman Bridge. Legend negative energy there. Super creepy at night. That is very interesting. I wish I knew where that was, but I'm sure I can write it down and look it up, though. See, folks, I'm going to do some more research for this. I don't know if this actually falls into like a haunting, Bob. Have you ever had, or have you heard of, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay.
Have you ever thought of sleep paralysis?
Yeah, I've heard of sleep paralysis. I know of it. Yeah.
Have you ever? You've never had it?
No, I can't say I do, but I think you might describe something you might have only touched on briefly with me. I think I talked to you about it. What's your experience with sleep paralysis?
Well, so I have 2 of them.
Yeah.
One of the times, the first time I woke up, and this was in my first house that I owned. Like I said, I keep going back and forth between them.
Okay.
So I was laying in bed, and I wake up, and I see there's a dark figure beside my bed, towards like the foot of my bed, but to the side of the wall, and scared me. It was like a humanoid shape, and I couldn't move, I couldn't scream, I couldn't do anything. I just sat there and like watched this thing, and it felt like it was like it felt as if it looked into my soul. I know that sounds insane to say that, but that's the feeling that I got.
Sounds like a deep feeling you're describing.
Yeah. And so I had that one. So then somehow I ended up falling back to sleep, and then I woke up in the day. It was daylight, and then everything was fine. But I was like, what the fuck was that? There wasn't anything there. It wasn't like a pile of clothes or a suit that was hung up on the wall or anything that would have made that look that way. So that was very strange. Now, the second time, I was in bed at my house before this one, and so I wake up, and it sounds like you know when like the wind is blowing across a microphone.
Oh yeah,
and you get that crackly sound. It was that in my ears, extremely loud, like it almost like hurt, like it was so loud. So it was that noise, and then I was laying on my side, and I was trying to reach out to, at the time it was my ex-wife, but I was trying to like yell for help.
It ain't your girl blowing in your ear.
No. It was I had, and I just couldn't. I was laying on my side, I couldn't move, and I was trying to yell for help, and that noise just kept getting. It felt like it was getting closer, which that doesn't. I know it doesn't really sound like that makes a lot of sense, but that's what it felt like.
If that was your experience, so you're saying this like really like just freaked you out so much that you said you tried to reach out to your. I tried to
move. I tried to scream for help because I was terrified. Again, it's terrifying. Wow. Like it's like the most fear I've ever felt. You know, it's like an overwhelming amount of fear, like dread. I don't know. That's it. I guess that's what it really. I mean, so much. Obviously, from what I've heard described, so much so that you physically can't move your body. Like sometimes they get yourself in such a mental state that you just can't really move or function normally, right? And then it's weird because like I wake up, like somehow I ended up falling back to sleep again. I know I was awake, but somehow it just kind of fades away, and you go back to sleep. And then I don't know. It's very strange, and I don't want to have it again. I definitely.
I see our friend Acid Herd says, I'm knocking on wood. It won't happen to me. I would be scared shitless.
Yeah, it's fucking scary. It really is.
Thank you. And terrifying. Let's see. So, there you go. Take that one, buddy.
Okay. Jay Wolfenstein. This guy's all right. I've woken up from nightmares with sleep paralysis, and I wanted to stay awake because I knew I'd have to go right back to the nightmare. But my body wanted to fall back asleep. It was very freaky. I agree, Jay.
Inner conflict.
Yeah, it's every ounce of logic in your brain says, you know, don't fall back to sleep. You know, like get out of here, like run, save yourself.
Wow, you're having like it sounds like your mental part of your body and your physical part are having like separate flight or fight kind of responses, I guess.
Yeah, there's like a conflict that's going on between the two.
And so I guess that could lead to essentially paralysis. Like your body literally doesn't know what to do. Hey, thanks Big O for the gifted. I see the gifted Shawnee Network membership right there. Thank you very much. We got a new member, Deadwood 307.
Behind my paywall.
Oh, hey, here's John. There's your boy. I think we got Nimrod checking in. Before that, I saw LJ Lowe. I think he said,
"Look behind me."
Whoa, look behind me. Go up to LJ Lowe, please, above the big oaf. And he said, the one time I had sleep paralysis, it felt like something was holding me down by my neck. LJ Lowe says. How about that?
That's a common one too.
Thanks, LJ.
There's a lot of times when people feel like they're being held down by demons or some sort of evil force. In my cases, I'd never felt that I was actually being choked or held.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I was because I couldn't move both times.
Well, it sounds like you're talking about two similar but different experiences. You're talking about actual, like, just physical paralysis because your thoughts have frozen your body, and he's talking about the actual feeling of a spirit holding him down. So it's interesting how people have like different experiences with this sleep paralysis.
It really is. It really is.
I see Ratomatic checking in with a super chat.
Ratomatic for 5. Thank you, buddy. Is it true there is an army of humanoids made in Bob Levy's likeness at Vandenberg Space Force Base?
We can only hope.
Shut the fuck up.
Why you gotta say that? No, okay.
That would be that would be some space force. Boy, but they would cook a lot on the spaceship. I can see with Bob. He loves to cook now, so or he loves to.
There you go. That's a great Bob laugh. Shout out Bob Levy. That's our boy. Yeah, so I want, if you don't mind, I want to go back real quick because I touched on Gettysburg a little bit, and it's I said, it's just rife with ghost stories. So much so that some people have some video here. I'm going to do it on a screen share, and some people I'll report and you decide. There's some video that is supposed to be in Gettysburg. You're going to notice some cannons that are stored on the right-hand side of the road, and what it's said to be is that it says, spooky moment, ghost appeared to run across a Gettysburg field. So let's all watch this together and see what we think about this. See if you see any ghosts in here, Shawnee. This is Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, Civil War battlefield. Now there's the cannons on the right, and look, you'll see little things moving.
Oh
around.
yeah,
you see this?
What the fuck?
Oh, and if you don't mind messing around, I'll tell you, I got the control of that. Well, let me go. I was going to ask.
Yeah, one runs behind that other.
Look, right there. There's something moving right there. Like the movements are wild. Because at first you think it might be like a smudge on a windshield, but there's some body movement there that's kind of looks a little more natural than that. So here you go. There you go. So this was late night through the Gettysburg. I've been here from the day, but you ain't going to catch my ass up there at night. There you go. So thank you for that.
Wow,
all right.
That was creepy.
That was cool. What do you think, bro? What do you think about that? Glares on the windshield. So many spirits there that died there that they're in a suspended state there. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, well, like I was saying, there was a lot of death there that really. I mean, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I know there was a lot of death there, and I mean, when you have that amount of death all in one place like that, it's gotta it can't be cleansed. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Speaking of which, I've even heard that's a thing now, Shawnee, where there's these ghost hunter type people that are actually go out and will go and like do seances or do exorcist on houses and kind of cleanse them of demons, because some people won't buy a house unless some of these kind of services have been performed on them because they're superstitious. So there's that going on. So yeah, I just wanted to share that Gettysburg video with you because we touched on that. I thought that was kind of interesting and cool.
Well, I will say this: my mother would not allow a Ouija board in the house. That was a big no-no.
That's a great one. I'm glad you brought that up because that's such a borderline thing. I played Ouija. We all played, maybe many of us played Ouija when we were growing up. And you always play with these people where you were wondering if they were the ones pushing it around. And everybody swore when you asked it a question that they weren't, nobody was pushing the letters to spell out the word. But I do know that there were some parents, like you said, that were dead set. Like, I don't care if it's a game or not. I don't want that shit in my house. They really believed in that thing, man.
Well, so when I was younger, I can recall my mother had gone to get her cards read, the tarot cards, that whole thing. That was big at one point. I don't know if it is still, but might be having a comeback. I think that I'd seen something about it. So she got her cards read, and then there was a somebody in her life was going to get like gravely injured, and sure as shit, at one point she worked part-time at a jewelry store, and one of the guys that she worked with got shot and paralyzed in a robbery gone wrong.
Yeah.
And it correlated with this card thing that she'd done.
Oh wow, okay.
So she swore them off. She was like, "No, I'm not going to that anymore." That because they used to go, like the girls would go and have fun, I guess. And sometimes my brother and I would have to like wait out in the waiting room while they would go in and do that and play with the fucking lame toys that were out there. And
you wanted to be in where the good fun was happening. You knew
I really didn't want to be in there. I wanted to be home. I didn't want to be out,
anywhere but. Hey, I see our friend Nimrob had a kind of a big wordy comment. I wonder if we could read that. I never really believed in a lot of this. I had a girlfriend who had an attachment put on her. I'll see if we can get to it. It says, some of the stuff I experienced with her in the middle of the night was terrifying and changed her mind. There you go. Look at that. I'll read it now. That's all up there. I never really believed in a lot of this till I had a girlfriend who had an attachment put on her. Some of the stuff I experienced with her in the middle of the night was terrifying and changed my mind. Yeah, sleep paralysis, I think it was referring to. Could be.
Well, so like when you go to a place that's haunted, there is a fear that a ghost or demon or negative energy could attach themselves to you and basically come home with you. You know what I mean? Like you bring them home.
Yeah. I want to say, I don't know. It was a while back, so we're not going to go find it. But I think Stacy was alluding to that she went somewhere and she think that one of the penitentiary ghosts kind of came along with her. So you're not too far fetched. People do actually believe that sometimes the spirits will hitch a ride with their soul, for lack of a better way of saying it.
That's not a good date. That's not a good one night stand because it doesn't end. So.
All right, I think we got a couple more chats building up, and I think we got some super chats. We really appreciate the super chats. Thank you.
Cartographer Tim with 10. Thank you so much. Sometime I'd love to hear your take on Mothman in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I can't live there. I either, Bobby. I live.
It's a mouthful to say. Where do you live? Yeah. You can't live in Schenectady or Point Pleasant, West Virginia either. It's too much for you to say. Okay.
I live just a few hours from there and have explored the area quite a bit. Very creepy vibes. Well, Tim, so I am planning a road trip in a couple years, probably 2026. And one of the stops I want to make is Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
That place. Yeah, I don't want to jump too far ahead, Shawnee, but I know in the opener I think you put a picture of the Mothman, and I think at some point we're going to do a deep dive into the Mothman, aren't we?
That is correct. Yeah. That is a fascinating story, and the sightings. I don't want to get too much into it, but there's a lot to look at, from sightings themselves to the aftermath of that whole scene. And yes, I do greatly desire to go see the Mothman statue that they have downtown there.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying this too, Shawnee, because I've heard a lot of these things throughout my years of living, but never really got down to hone in on them. Like, say, what is Mothman about? What is Plum Island about? What is this one about? So I'm really enjoying kind of educating myself and filling in the blanks of kind of some of these things that I've heard throughout the years.
Well, good. I mean, and that's what I'm here for. That's what this stuff I'll just listen to and read about this stuff endlessly. And to be able to put it somewhere, that's good.
That's good. But this is your lane. These are your topics, and that's why we're here, because this is the Shawnee Zone, people. We hope you enjoying this. I know we got plenty more. We got great chatters in here. I see Space Nerd saying something. Shawnee, have you watched any documentary about Ed and Lorraine Warren? They are connected to The Conjuring.
Yes, I did watch the Conjuring film. I didn't love it. Like it starts out good, but like Hollywood always ruins everything, and they ruined that too. So, and I was doing some research. The Conjuring house came up last show or the show before that.
Yeah, somebody did bring that up.
Yeah, and from what I'm seeing, like I don't think that they're doing tours now. I think it got bought by somebody else, and they currently are not doing tours of the house. which is a shame because it's right down the road from me. I should have jumped on that train when I could have done it.
Maybe. All right. I've got other chats, but there you go. There's Stacy checking in.
My grandparents' ghosts were still in the house they both died in. Glad they found each other in the afterlife. Wow. So I'm assuming they didn't die at the same time then, Stacy.
If they found each other, you could have.
Yeah. I mean, like, because like, here's the thing. Like, so if one dies at work and then one dies at home or somewhere other than home, but they still get back to home to spend the rest of their days, that's pretty remarkable. I mean, if they both died in the same in the house at the same time from something, then that would seem 20-ish years apart. Wow, that's really interesting.
What if your only goal in the afterlife is to finally get some peace and be left alone? You're like, oh, you're here too, son of a bitch. Damn it.
Oh, you found me here too. I thought I was good
for eternity.
Well, Bob, this is a weird one, right? So, like, if somebody has to like amputate their leg or their hand, like, you know how they say in the afterlife you're gonna see your pets and your family and stuff. Do you get your leg back too? Is that leg waiting there?
I like not only the idea, I like the image of it waiting there for you, like somebody leaned it against the wall. And you're like, hey, Shawnee, here, of your leg. I've been missing it. It's been a long time.
Remember me?
Remember me? What's up, Skip? How you doing?
Yeah, let's go kick a ball or something, right?
Easier for you to say. Yeah, it'll just be leaning against the wall, waiting for you when you get there. No worries.
Stacy's continuing the tale. My cousin's wife, who never met them, saw their ghosts and was able to describe them exactly. Wow.
Damn, Stacy.
That's pretty cool.
Sound like you got some hard information. Stacy's always bringing it. You love how Stacy brings it for the Shawnee Zone.
She really does. She's
definitely going to have her on, Sean. We got to figure out the type of 9/11. She can throw it out there. I know she's got many topics, but yeah, bro. When we think about it and put a show together, we got to do one with Stacey Allen in mind.
All right, sounds good. There was something else I was going to mention.
All right.
And
let's see.
Give me a second.
All right, no problem. Second Conjuring movie was better, says Nimrob71.
Oh, okay.
Give me the
list. Yeah, I gave up on it after the first one because it dragged on too long. There's a lot of films like that where, like, did you see Leave the World Behind?
I have not.
It's not very good.
Okay, well, sounds like I saved me some money and some time, man.
Yeah, it just drags. It builds up to nothing, and I feel like that's what kind of this film does too. Really? Go ahead.
No, I'm kind of put you on the spot a little bit, but in other episodes, you've kind of recommended movies. Like you recommended Finding Bigfoot, I think, in previous episodes. Okay. Is there any like ghost movie or anything that comes to mind where you go like, that's the one, or I would watch that one, or I would tell people about that one?
Well, I mean, there's a mainstream. The Ring, I think, is like the first one. It's excellent. Okay. It's scary, and it's only PG-13, that's impressive.
The Ring.
Okay. Yeah, The Ring. Which is pretty much a ghost story, right? I mean, I think so. Okay. I did like I like the old Amityville with what was her name that played Lois Lane.
Oh,
she was
Linda
so
Carter?
Hot. No.
Or
trying to blank.
You're talking about Lois Lane from the Superman.
Lois
movie?
Lane from Superman films, yeah. With
what was her actress's name? Wow,
drive me nuts. But she was young in that, and oh my goodness, just beautiful. Margot Kidder.
Boom, you got it. There you go. You guys pulled it out. Thanks, Andy. Andy was, he was on it too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow,
Kidder.
what a babe. Didn't end well so much, but she was very, very nice to see. Other good ghost movies. Is there some that you like, Bobby, or is there anything that you had in mind when you asked me that, or?
No, I didn't. I was just curious because you've done. I thought maybe we'd make it a regular thing. If you have like a regular theme of films or something, we kind of joked around and said we would do the Shawnee Zone film of the week recommendation. But so I kind of wanted to just like touch it, ask you out of the blue and see what came off the top of your head first thing. So I'll put you on the spot a little.
You know what was a really good one is I'm having a really hard time with actresses' names. What's the lady with the she redhead? Was married to Tom Cruise. Nicole Kidman. Is that her name?
Oh yes, Nicole Kidman. No, she was. You're right. Yes, Nicole Kidman. Yes, the Olsey chick.
Oh, Jerry Lane says the others. That is a really fucking good one. That is got a nice plot twist. I didn't get into a lot of like not B-rated, but like underground ghost films. I mean, the ghost movies like Sixth Sense and all. Spoiler alert. Sorry, but
I did see that many years ago. I don't know how much I've retained, but I did see Sixth Sense many years ago.
Like that's an acceptable subject for Hollywood to make films about. They'll approach that. Bigfoot. It's most of the stuff that you're seeing is either like documentaries or bad flicks that it's a B film that you're gonna more like laugh at than be scared of, or you know what I mean. But some of them are the documentaries are very good.
That's another reason why I wanted to know your opinion, because you have a high bar because you have an expectation of ghosts. You've had like experiences or thoughts yourself. So I imagine it takes like a really high quality Hollywood movie, like you said, that isn't so maybe cheesed up by Hollywood to really impress you. So I just wanted to get down on what kind of movies you thought were actually good Hollywood movies. So The Ring and a couple of them in there. So yeah.
And I wish I had been more prepared for that question, because one of my all-time favorites just came up in the chat. The Shining.
Oh, the Shining. Was that the original title of it?
It's Shawnee.
There, who is that? But so that one, that's an interesting one, because the original film with Jack Nicholson is classic. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. It's up there in my like top 5. Jaws is my favorite, but
that scared the mess out of me back when I saw that back in the day. My goodness, I didn't want no part of no beach, man.
I saw that one way too young, and still to this day I can't get sharks out of my head. But
same.
Obviously, I obsess on things, but but the Shining, Stephen King hated Kubrick's version of it.
Yeah,
like he hated it, and like so much so that I don't know if you recall back in the 90s, he did a made for TV version of the movie, and it starred one of the guys from Wings and that little kid that sucks. He had that dumb face that you wanted to punch all the time.
I love your descriptions of people. That redhead and the kid with the dumb face that sucks. I love those descriptions. That's cool.
No, but as soon as you see him, like if you look him up, you'll be like, I fucking want to punch.
There's the kid with the dumb face that sucks. Shawnee was right.
Yeah,
there you
go. You'll be like, I do want to punch him now that he said that. But
with the punchable face.
Yeah, definitely, very much so. And so King wanted it to be more like the book, and it sucked. It was terrible. Like, in part because it was made for TV, so like it couldn't really take on like an edginess. But also it just was bad. His best work is when he writes up a thing and then hands it off to somebody that can really do something great with it. Pet Cemetery is one.
I saw that one back in the day. Pet Cemetery. I saw Cujo back in the day.
Cujo. Oh
yes. OG Pet Cemetery, OG Cujo back in the day. Cujo scared the shit out of me back in those days.
my aunt. So I had a cousin. This is on my dad's side now. The other stories about my aunts were on my mom's side. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And my aunt on my dad's side took my brother and my cousin and myself to go to the drive-in where they always play 2 films.
Mm-hmm.
And that night, so let me set the stage. I'm about 10. Okay. So my brother's 7 and my cousin is 6.
10, 7, and 6 at a Cujo or at a movie like this. Go ahead.
Creep Show is the first flick, and then Cujo.
Jeez.
So yeah, the adults weren't very adulting back then.
Weren't
very adulty. Yeah,
I grew up in some of that. I saw Jaws at a young age too, brother, and it kind of traumatized me. I'm like, what y'all bringing me to this shit for? I ain't supposed to be seeing this shit.
Yeah. So we go home. So we go home to his house, and we're up on the third floor in his room, and it's creepy up there. And whenever the cars go by, the shadows on the wall, and they're young and they're like freaking out and they're scared as shit. Mm-hmm. And so my aunt gets mad because now it's like 1 a.m. There we get home and they're trying to go to bed or do their thing, and we're all upstairs scared, like and then so they came up and yelled at us. Oh my god, it was so
great. I don't care if you're traumatized. You get to sleep. Yeah. You got school in the morning.
Right. So what if I did this to you?
Yeah, exactly. So what if it's my fault for traumatizing you? Go to sleep now.
No yeah. So.
Oh my god, that's how it was back then.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was.
Well, I think we might have a few more super chats in there, Shawnee. We might not have read it.
All right, let's see. Big Oaf. Love the show, guys. Thank you so much, Big Oaf. How big is Big Oaf? Have we met this guy? Is he really a big guy?
I have not. I don't know how big he is. Look at this. You guys are bringing back my childhood fears. LOL.
You know what to do.
Good. Take that one.
Yeah. Cujo. I saw it when I was a kid, and it scared the shit out of me.
Yep.
Well, that's what it was like, because like Jaws and Cujo both we've morphed into movie time with Shawnee and Bobby here.
We sure have.
It's fun.
Don't get me started on Christine. That was another one.
Oh, geez, I haven't seen that one in forever.
So I had a moment where I kind of liked all those shows, and I saw all those movies in a row. But I've kind of gotten away from seeing so much more. I like comedies more nowadays.
Okay, well, this past fall, I went back and rewatched a bunch of like older horror films, like all the I watched the first 5. The first 5 Friday the 13th.
Damn.
Halloween 1, 2, 3. Then I went off the rails a bit, and like I Spit on Your Grave. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
No, I've heard crazy. Of it. So I'm trying to get a picture of this, Shawnee. So how do you do this? Do you like binge them all in a day? Like what's your routine? How do you get all these movies in, bro? That's a lot of content.
What I'll do is, because so I'm at work and I have my earbuds in a lot of the time. We work in the automotive field. It's very loud in my shop, so I put in my earbuds, which work also to protect my ears from all the noises outside. So it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just sometimes I'll just like put it on my phone and just put it aside.
Yeah.
And do my work, and I'll peek over at it from time to time if it sounds like it's a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these films I've already seen once or twice before.
So you know when to go over to your phone, like, oh, this is about to happen.
I'm like,
oh,
this is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
like the movie Black Christmas, which I hadn't seen before, which also starred Margot Kidder.
Damn. Got a theme here tonight.
Yeah. And it's so fucking good, and it was like the first film where they were doing the call from inside the house. I guess I just blew it up, but
no, it's
spoiler
like
alert.
It's like a multiple decade spoiler alert. You're good with that one, Shawnee. Yeah. Everybody knows the famous line: "The call is coming from inside the house."
Yeah, this is that film was born the same year as I was, so
is that
almost 50 now.
Oh, give it away.
But yeah, so I went back and rewatched a whole ton of the Hills Have Eyes and all
Wow.
that shit. It was so good. Like
You're deep in it. So I imagine that Halloween is your like probably favorite time of the year. I'm going to go on a limb and guess, or am I not? I'm not making it just a basic association.
My girl loves it to death.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I take it. I try to get into it. We get with her. I'm more of a Christmas guy. Believe it or not. Not because the light displays that I put out in the front yard. I'm one of those guys that just, I don't know.
You love it. You like throwing them out there. You like throw down with the light displays. Really?
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Really? Because I noticed that over the years, like, it seems like Halloween is like outpacing Christmas. And I got some people in my neighborhood that they do like a combo. They'll put like their skeletons and all and incorporate it with their Christmas because they don't want to give up on that Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we do that too. She's more into that one. And like, so like I built her some props and stuff. Like this past year, I built some caskets and stuff for the front yard with lights in them and all this craziness.
Well, sounds cool. Maybe we can see some pictures of them.
Yeah,
future episodes.
I will get some of that all together. So, but yeah,
that's cool, man.
Oh, you know what I wanted to say? I'd be upset with myself if I didn't. In the 70s, the whole horror films, it's like they all ran out of money or film, and they just shoot on like there's like an ending where like they shoot at the bad guy, and then it just ends, and you're like, did they actually kill him? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like it doesn't wrap anything up, and it's, you know what I mean, it's
simple enough. It's just a shoot scene and that's the end, huh? Were you a big Hitchcock guy?
Twilight Zone I was huge into. Both the old black and whites and the reinstall that they did in the 80s.
Yeah.
They did another one, I think it was like late 90s or early 2Ks. I didn't really get into that one so much. That had Forrest Whitaker as like the host.
Okay. Yeah, and that's another thing we're going to have to get used to, Sean, is that if these movies are going to live, they're going to eventually start doing remakes, and then they're going to start, should they remake this movie? Should they remake, Amityville Horror, which they have already, but are you a big, we'll get off of movies in a second, but do you like all the remakes, or you like all the traditional ones?
Generally, no. Especially when it's something that worked, that it's like a great, they remade the original Friday the 13th, they remade Rob Zombie remade Halloween.
Yeah.
The first Halloween is like one of the greatest films that's there's no need to remake that. I mean, I don't know. It gets me upset when they start doing this stuff, because like even like they remade Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
And it was just a bunch of race swapping and like female swap stuff. It didn't really like do anything for the movie. It was just like, let's just make everyone feel okay because we changed around
that does seem to be the trend, is just rehash the old storyline and just put new fresh faces in it. Put change the roles around, if you will. That does seem to be the new formula for some of these remakes.
Yeah, it's just laziness, you know. That's really what it comes down to. But sorry, I got off on a tangent about films. And
no, well, based on the chat, people are really loving it, Shawnee. Maybe we can like read some of them. There might be one more super chat. We appreciate all the love and the super chats. They really help this show be successful, so we appreciate it. Go ahead, take that one, buddy.
Nimrob 71 Devolution by Max Brooks, who wrote World War Z, is a great Bigfoot novel. I hope they make it into a movie. So, World War Z, I haven't read the whole book. The movie is a piece of shit. World War Z, the movie is such a piece of crap.
I remember seeing the previews and not being impressed at all.
Compared to the book, it isn't even the same fucking thing. Like I don't even get it. So, Nimrod, I hope you're right that they do make this, but I hope that they do it correctly. Because I think that I forget the guy's name already. Max, the whoever wrote it, he's good, But I just they turned it into a shitty film.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate that super chat, no doubt. Thank you very much. I was just looking. Here you go.
Carpenter's thing. Oh, that's a good one too. Carpenter's thing work because it's different from Howard Hawks' thing. Carpenter's great. Yeah, he did some really fun stuff there. So that is a good film. That is a good movie. Yes, John.
Very good.
Not the band.
Not the Carpenters.
Bob's Last Smoke. Are you kidding me? You've never seen a Halloween movie, dude?
Well, did you like the Rob Zombie remake, knowing that you're such a fan of the original? What did you think of the Rob Zombie remake? Because he seems to be a real fan and appreciator of horror.
I mean, I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. I just kept saying, why did we have to do this? That's really what I know. There was some changes in storyline, but I just found the first film so great. It was so good. I
thought if anybody would do it justice, it would be him, being such like a big fan of horror.
Yeah, and truthfully, like I had just seen Rob Zombie's The House of a Thousand Corpses. Yeah. I didn't really care for that one, but I like the other one that he did, Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
I can't say that I know one or the other. I can't verify that.
All right, but well, I like one of his. I like one of them, and I didn't like one of them. But I just didn't see why we had to remake that. Like even like going back to like the Bad News Bears. Like I really loved the old Walter Matthau. I mean, it was so great.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had to have Billy Bob Thornton, which I mean he did okay in that role, but I just don't know why we have to remake it.
I think we're gonna start sounding like old men. Why I like the old one better. Why they gotta remake everything? But
these damn kids,
these damn kids, exactly. Yeah, because I'm sure a lot of the movies that we watch are like remakes, and I know they are remakes from back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and what have you. But we're just there. They seem like our movies. So I imagine just to the next generation, they'll probably feel like we did. Whatever kind of movies you inherit unknowingly from the previous generation, you're just going to assume that was the original version.
Yeah. Halloween 3, that was really fun.
All right. I see Jay Wolfenstein has a kind of a wordy kind of message.
Oh, yeah, this one's a long one. Stan Winston didn't take any credit for his work on the thing because Rob Bottin put his heart and soul into that movie. He didn't want to take away adding one effect to what was Rob's movie. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Jay Wolfenstein. We appreciate everybody being here tonight. Well, I think it's about 10:28 here on the East Coast, Shawnee. This has been another great night. This has been episode 4 of the Shawnee Zone. I think we're ready to pull this train into the station before long. Any last words or thoughts you'd like to share with your people, buddy?
Well, this has been my longest show, and it's been fun. I've actually enjoyed this one quite a bit. So
it's fun, yeah. And like I said, we're still finding our way, but we appreciate everybody being patient with us and having a lot of fun with us. The shows, we just hope it's going to get better and better every week. So we hope you join us here every Monday in the Shawnee Zone to do this. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it with you, Shawnee. And I think we're starting to hit a little rhythm, a little flow, and just kind of figuring out the direction of the show and having fun while we're doing it.
Yeah. I did want to make a quick note before we wrap it up though. So this morning on BS, you heard Twitchels.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I had an observation that I was going through my show notes, and I had written this one down. Okay. And he sounds like a 3-man. He looks. Sorry.
And take two. Take two.
He sounds like a 1-man 3 Stooges bit where he just always,
and that's coming from Shawnee. Oh shit. Yeah, so you had texted me this morning and you were like, "Hey, did you listen to the BS show?" And I was wondering the whole time if you were hearing that being talked about too.
Yeah. But he made it sound like he made it sound like Tourette's is sort of it's sort of like you're fighting your intrusive thoughts the whole time, and they kind of win a lot of it. So
yeah, and I know that because you hear like the one with the Cuomo, with Chris Cuomo, and it's like, oh, dick, you shitbag or whatever. Like, yeah, it's like the stuff that people think but don't want to say, and it just comes out. And what were they saying? Like, the more you kind of force and try to be conscious of you not saying it, the more your body triggers you to say it. So it's a weird catch-22, man.
Yeah, that's it. It is interesting. I played some shows. I played a show specifically at a bar where the guy that owned the bar had Tourette's, and I see him after the show, and he was wigging out. Really? And he's like, he goes, I'm fine. He's like, I take my drugs and they help me control it or whatever. I don't know what kind he was on, and he was saying how when I got up there and started to talk, it set him off. He was like,
triggered him. You got his triggers going, huh?
He's
like, you motherfucker! I had this shit under control.
He had to go outside and sit in his car.
Oh, he's like, I cannot listen to that motherfucker in there. Wow, Shawnee, you were triggering to somebody with Tourette's. Who knew?
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's funny, man. Well, so before we leave, and hopefully maybe we'll have that song ready again, and we'll read a couple of these last nice chats that come in. But tell everybody, last week we played your song. Tell everybody a little bit of the background of the song that we played, and we might play it again at the end of the song. Tell everybody about your band and what you did back in the day.
So early, it was 1999. My brother, who had been in bands basically all of his teenage years, and I had sung, and I was self-taught. I didn't really do like chorus groups or anything like that, or like train at all. But I loved to sing, and so I would just sing and just worked on it like over and over and over again. And so he was like, "Oh, I was trying to form this band. We had some friends that had all been in bands." And so I was kind of like the new guy, but I was like the oldest one of the group at the same time. Okay. We used to use my house as a jam space, which was
yeah. Well, let Shawnee sing, man. We can jam at his house, man. Yeah.
But so we had a lot of fun, and we had some like local notoriety in like the Worcester part of Mass. Like,
and what part of the time was this? Early 2000s? When was this again?
Yeah, it was 99. We played our last show in like 2003. I had a kid on the way, so the jam space was going bye. And
yeah, right. We were, choose the kids going along. All those fun in the jam spaces turned into bedrooms, right?
Yeah, it was like, nah, can't do that here.
So this is you singing on the track that we'll probably get at the end of the show, then, right? You were singing.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know if we made that clear last, like what role you played, other than the fact that it was your band. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit because, like I said, you're a man of many talents, and so I wanted people to kind of know that at the end of the show, when you hear the song going out, our boy Shawnee here did that himself.
Yeah, and it's nuts because we would be on stage and we'd play our set, and we get off stage, and then people at the bars or clubs would be like, "Oh, hey, that was great, whatever." This, that, you're trying to like network, and they'd be like, "Is that really the way that you talk?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Right.
Like, but you don't do that on stage. Yeah.
Yeah, that probably would be disconcerting, where a guy's up there perfectly acting right, and then are you fucking with me now because you're coming at him with the stutter and all. I would probably been thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it was. It was nutty. Great show, boys. SM Kelly 90.
Thank you. You should be proud of this, Shawnee, because this is Shawnee's baby, man. I'm just like his co-host and his co-writer, man. But Shawnee picks the topics and decides what kind of fun we have. So good show, good night all from Big Ove. Thanks, Big Ove. Shawnee, I'm really proud for you, bro, because every week we got people in here saying how much they love the show, and they'll even throw me into it. But this is your baby, man, and I'm happy to be here doing this with you here every week, bro, and seeing where this is all going to end up. So let's see. Space
Nerd is saying good night. Good to see y'all, GN. Thanks, Sean and BF.
Thank you, Space Nerd. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Go ahead there.
There's Chris Popke. I love his avatar as John as the Fratelli's mother.
Well, maybe he likes me again because now he included me with the guys. I'm going to take that.
Great show, guys.
I'm going to take that plural compliment, Popke, after you said I was dead weight earlier. Thanks, bro. Thanks for being here, man.
He might have just meant Andy and I don't know, but I'm kidding.
No, I'm pretty sure he was coming for me.
I know.
Popke's cool, man. These are all a great chat family here. We love and appreciate everybody. What else? Got a couple more, Andy? What can we read? Come on.
I was going to say real quick with my band, our biggest show that we played something that was called Skate Fest that was in 2001, maybe 2002.
Yeah.
And it was at this big venue in Worcester, and there was a lot of big bands that played the show. There was like a 2-stage set up. There was the main stage. We opened up the show on the main stage.
Cool.
We got to play four songs. So we also did a sound check song, but it was fucking awesome. That was so much fun.
So was it a big crowd? I mean, you said it was a skate thing. Was it like a roller skating event or a big kind of really?
No,
big
it was like
event?
a skateboarding, skate fest, and so they had bands that were there. I have a poster, but OK Go was playing.
Neat.
The All American Rejects were there.
I know them, sure.
Andrew WK.
Andrew WK,
Yeah.
You're going back, boy. You're going in the Wayback Machine.
Yeah,
that sounds like some kind of festival, man.
It was fucking nuts.
Sounds like what they call the Mountain Dew Festival nowadays, where they have the BMXers and the skaters.
Probably, yeah. I think it's the same idea. Yeah.
Well, that sounds cool, man. Excellent. All right, look at that. There you go.
Groovenstein. Does Bob Groovenstein know J Wolfenstein? Are they buddies?
The
Great
Steens?
show, he says. The Steens.
Thank
Great
you.
job, guys. My son and I watch every Monday night.
That's
Thanks,
so
Nooch.
awesome, man. That is awesome, man. We appreciate all the love that we get in here. The love and the super chats really make this show what it is. Thank you. You are both doing a great job. Wow. There you go. I'm catching a little love. Thank you.
Thank you,
go.
Craig.
Should be the lip. I like the name.
Jimmy the Lip. That's a good name. Looking forward to next week, gents.
See, there you go, man. I told
Looking
Shawnee,
forward to next week, gents.
Yes, and so it seems. What do you think about the because we decided maybe this week we kind of let the topic out there a little bit on Twitter. So how you feel, bro, going forward? You think you want to keep it close to the vest, or maybe when we'll let know the next topic, we'll throw it out there on Twitter again? What do you think?
I kind of did. I kind of like it. I dig the idea of letting folks kind of gear up and you know think about stuff. Even like with Andy, I asked him tonight before the show if he had any ghost stories, and he was trying to I don't know, so.
I think there is something about stewing in it, Sean. I felt some excitement building up when you put that out there. You decided, hey man, we're going to talk about Ghost, and I retweeted it, and then I saw almost instantly, I think Space Chief 75, and some people came back with reactions. So I think it might be a good idea to let people kind of stew in it. And so when we do the show every Monday, they'll be raring to go.
I think so. I think it works.
Sounds cool, man. So I'm not going to put you on the spot now because I know you like to decompress after the show and kind of see where we're at in this kind of whole thing and see what topic it makes sense to do next. But check out on social media, on Twitter. Why don't you throw your Twitter handle out there, buddy, and let everybody know where they can find you.
At not high register.
Right.
At not high register.
Not high register on Twitter. You can find them there.
Not like the knot you would tie in your shoe.
There you go. We're getting it. Yes. N-O-T. Simply not. So, yeah, if you have any ideas or suggestions, you can catch up with Shawnee right out there on Twitter. Yes. Thank you, Popkey, for saying I'm the man. I appreciate you, bro. Always being in the chat. Always mixing up having fun. Go ahead, buddy.
I see one comment. We need a Shawnee and Bob show. That would be
Oh, you and Levy?
Yeah. No. Try to read stuff.
That would be great. Yeah, we talked about that would be a great.
I'd thrown out to Shuli today when the show was over, when the BS show was done. I sent him a text saying I said Born Wrong tour.
Yeah.
Like with Twitchels and Bob and I,
Yeah, you were brainstorming there. Popkey, do like Chris Popkey says on that last message, and please hit that like button right here.
Hit the like button
because it all helps the algorithm. please like, share, and subscribe. Get your memberships here to the Shawnee Network if you haven't already caught one from many of these great, generous people that love to give, Shawnee. This is a great community that you're in, brother, that we are in. That if you ever watch those shows during the morning, aren't you amazed at how many gifted membership happens on a daily basis?
It's crazy. Yeah. It's wild.
It is. The love is, it's notable, and we can feel it, man. We love it and appreciate it. So with that, bro, I think if you're done, well, maybe we'll pull this train into station.
Well, I thought we were supposed to smash the like button, right? Isn't that what all the kids
Let's
say
all
now?
do it together. Come on, smash that fucking like button, everybody. Twist its nipple. Twist it. Twist the nipple of the like button. Whatever way you got to get there, get there. Please, if you don't mind, I'll throw a little plug in. Check out my channel, BF Live at Bobby Fran on YouTube. I do a show every Monday, 12 to 3 East. I did it today. So if you could subscribe to my page, I would appreciate that as well. BF Live right here on YouTube. All right. If you don't have any last thoughts or any last comments or chats we want to read, bro, I think we're here. We're going to pull this into the station.
All right. I think I've expanded myself tonight.
All right. You sure did. I think it was a good show. I'm seeing lots of last-minute comments coming in here. Space Chief, Jimmy the Lip, Jerry Lane, all of our friends checking in. We love and appreciate all of you. Like button smash says
there you
Korean
go. That's
Idol
what I was waiting for.
Jew. Smash. There you go. He got the smash button. So keep in mind, we're going to play the song at the end. I think if Andy has it queued up. What's up, Kid Blood? Hey now. And this is Shawnee on vocals. And we want to say peace and love. And we will see you next time we see you in. Come on, Shawnee.
The Shawnee
Zone. Yeah. Have a great night and a great week, everybody. And enjoy Shawnee on vocals with his band Walston. Good night, everybody. And then it reset. That was quick.
Sorry, guys. I didn't know it'd do that.
Yeah, it didn't do that last week. All right, well,
No,
that was good.
Go.
Good old technical difficulties doing a live show. That is the nature of doing a live show. Korean Idol Shawnee Ju says, have a nice evening, everybody. Stacey Allen with the heart. We got the peace signs. We got all of it going on. We want to say peace and love. Oh, go ahead, Shawnee. You sound like you got something less thought.
Well, I just want to say that the voice that you hear in that song was not me.
I thought it was. I thought that's what I was trying to get at.
No, it was the in the song, but then it cut to a commercial before that.
Oh yeah. Lest anyone think that one was not you. Yes, only the Walston one.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe we'll have that in better order next week where we can play a little bit more of it for you. But until then, we will see you next time we see you right here in the Shawnee Zone on the Shawnee Network. Have a great night, everybody.
Peace
and
Axel
love.
Bruce.
In a world full of people who think life is a happy series of coincidences and trust the official narrative, some of us know better.